Hey, what's going on, guys? We're back here for another video, bringing you insane, creepy, weird TikToks that will make you question reality. Remember, you decide what you see in these videos, and they're for entertainment purposes only. All right, let's get it.
Listen to what Kevin said about the elite.
Black guys in our entertainment space, because there's a handful of us that get to look behind the curtain. There's a curtain, there's another room, and there's a curtain. And in that room is some shit. You're like, God damn, I didn't know y'all was fucking doing this back here. I didn't know y'all was getting this type of money back here. Y'all been doing this for how long? This is how it happens. There's a room that you get in, and the information that comes in it. It's unreal, the stuff that you start to discover. But it's a discovery. It's a discovery. You got to stumble upon this treasure of information and discovery.
Listen to what Kevin said about...
Man, if anybody knows about this stuff, it's Kevin Hart. He's got his way to the top of the comedic chain in the entertainment business. He's not saying some stuff like that without there being something behind it. I wonder what he's seen.
This man broke into Bohemian Grove, and this is what he captured.
This chilling video comes from Dancer One on YouTube.
Remember, it was the curtain behind the curtain, right, that he was talking about. The curtain behind the curtain. That's going pretty deep.
YouTube, and he wanted to capture a glimpse of Moloch the Owl God and Bohemian Shrove, which, come to find out, is a banned search term on TikTok. This is where elites have been meeting since the 1800s. We're talking anyone from Ronald Reagan to Clint Eastwood, and it comes with wild conspiracies like picking the next president to ritualistic unaliving. He even managed to capture this creepy clip in one of the unlocked rooms, but the footage I'm about to show, to my knowledge, has never been seen. It's an up-close glimpse of the Owl God. Also, I asked him what was the creepiest thing that happened. He said, I heard owl noises the whole night, but they sounded like a human imitating an owl. I recommend watching the whole thing on his channel. But what do you think about this conspiracy?
A human imitating an owl. That kind of giving me like some Skinwalker vibes. Just saying.
Yeah. This is the owl statue. What the fuck?
That's the statue they worship.
No way. This is fucking cool.
Another thought I just had. The owl. Like, if you think the owl is a bird of prey, I don't know if it has any predators. I'm not sure if there's anything that hunts an owl. A couple of things here. An owl sits, waits, watches. Right? An owl can turn its head 180 degrees behind it. I'm not sure if there's any other animal that I know of that can do that, okay? And then when the time is right, it strikes. It's a predator. It's a patient predator. Here's the other thing, though, about an owl. Go look up some pictures of owls without feathers. Go look at what an owl looks like without feathers. Right? So without all of its fluff and puff of its feathers, well, you just go look at it and see what it looks like. Maybe that's how it is with the elites, appearing to be something, and underneath, maybe not so much. Check it out.
Oh, that's hollow. A bunch of ferns have grown on it. Oh, no way. You could go like behind the owl. I got some outlets.
Who knows what happened to this guy after he left from there. This is pretty much the Illuminati headquarters.
To leave this place now.
This man broke into...
The most interesting thing about that, aside from, what maybe you have or haven't heard of the Bohemian Grove, They do some weird stuff there. As a matter of fact, Richard Nixon had a quote about the Bohemian Grove. I would tell you to go check that out as well. I think the biggest thing is the fact that all of these people, some of the world's most powerful people, get together, and they're definitely not just partying and stuff. Like, that's probably where they're making plans.
Think you are correct. They live multiple lives and get to choose what life they wanted to do. Don't get me wrong, genetics do pass on, but they literally look the same.
Of dudes that look like you. So they just think that you've been on the earth since you've just been around, there's just different generations. I just wanted to show you just in case.
We're all stardust, baby.
I know, that's,
You know?
what is my name? Look at this.
Okay,
This
so
is-
what do we got?
What do you think?
What is this? In the beard and the cheekbones. And the forehead.
Look at that guy. That's a French actor, Paul Monet.
Yeah, we have the same foreheadish eyebrow, I think.
But that's the real.
Oh.
No, I kind of
That's
see
a
a little bit of.
revolutionary. Got the eyes.
Think you
That
are
last
correct.
one.
They live
That last one was something else. I think Kanye, or not Kanye, Keanu's got a little bit longer face than that last guy did, but the eyes, those were like exactly the same.
There's about 150 people that run the world. Anybody who wants to go into politics, they're all puppets. There are 150, and they're all men that run the world. They control most of the important assets. They control the money flows. And these are not the tech entrepreneurs. And when you get behind the curtain and see how that world works, what you realize is it is unfairly set up for them and their progeny. There's about 150 people.
That sounds about right. Chamath's like a very well-known investor who's had success. Yeah, I mean, if he's talking about the people that control the Federal Reserve, military, media, entertainment, science, perhaps, there's a lot of money going into science to fund studies for a specific outcome. Yeah, that sounds about right.
This is a conspiracy theory that I never knew existed. The New World Order theory asserts that there exists a secretive global elite that is manipulating the world events in order to establish a one world government. The theory suggests that the group aims to control the world's economies, populations, and resources to achieve global domination. And do we really think, let's be a little bit honest here, do we really think that politicians, business people with their own self-interests of money, and then all the rivalries that you have with people, even with their own family, let alone with other business people, do we really think that they would come together and manipulate and be able to systematically do this? That's the thing that really gets me with some of these conspiracy theories. It's like, it's really difficult for politicians to even, one, stay in office for any period of time to do any changes to actually help society. How the hell are they going to be that organized to bring society down or do it for their benefit? This is a conspiracy.
I think this guy's very naive. I think everything he's thinking about is like a few levels below the ones who have complete and total control, right? I don't think he understands the amount of wealth and power that they have. He's talking about people who are like up there, but they're not there. You know what I mean?
So we published a year ago on the cover of Nature magazine, which is the highlight of any scientist's career, that we could reset the age of a complex tissue. We chose the mouse's eye. We let mice get old and blind, and we reprogrammed their eye using these 3 genes. They're called O, S, and K for short. Yeah. And we turned the age back 80%, and they were able to see again. And so what we're talking about is having found that there's a reset switch in the body to be young again, and the information in the body to be young is still there. So theoretically, you could take someone who's 100 years old and reset their body to be young again. Now, the exciting thing is we've been doing clinical trials, well, preclinical trials, and there's no apparent downside to this.
No, that's incredible.
Yeah, and so I went home that day and I said, "Hey, we've cured blindness," and my family went, "Yeah, can you just unpack the dishwasher?" That was a sad day. That's when I knew I could never impress my family. But we have been working ever since. So we first made this discovery about 3 years ago. It ended up being in my book, a little bit of it, and it was a thrill to make this discovery. But since then, we've been doing the hard work, which is to figure out, is it safe enough to put into humans? And we're now testing it in non-human primates just to see if it's safe.
Oh my gosh.
And if all goes well, in the next 2 years, we'll hopefully cure blindness in people.
That is absolutely freaking incredible. That is absolutely bananas.
But it gets better.
Okay.
The eye was just something we chose. I didn't think it would work any better in the eye. In fact, I thought it'd probably work worse. But we found that there's a universal reset switch. So you can reset different parts of the body. You can reset the skin. We've shown you can reset muscle. You can reset, what have we done? Yeah, the skin was easy. So using the same genes. So we're just basically turning on an embryonic program in older people or middle-aged, in their cells and in mice, and they get young again. What does this mean? This means one day it's going to be possible to reset the age of the body. We've done that. We've done that in mice. Now the question is, how soon can we get it into ourselves?
That's bananas. Is there? Here's the guy that grew up with skeptics all over his house. Let's assume that that's true. Did everyone just hear what he just said? By the way, that we may be able to reset the age of a human. We've already been able to do this now in other organisms. That's a minute to just process that, right? And
That's
as I
huge.
process it, I go, wow, that's exciting. I hope I can live long enough so that I can reset my clock.
That's the key,
right?
Like the stuff we've talked about today.
Yeah.
The eating, the exercise. What's the other thing? Hot, cold. These are designed, and the supplements, to keep us all alive until this technology becomes available. Because it's not just one thing to slow down aging, which we can do pretty easily just by doing these lifestyle changes, but to reset the age. There's a study from UCLA that shows.
Jeez Louise, that's crazy.
Yeah, it gets crazier. There's a study by Steve Horvath and Greg Fahey, was published during the first few months of the pandemic. They treated people for a year with a combination of metformin, a bit of growth hormone, and DHEA to offset some of the problems with growth hormone that can cause type 2 diabetes. And they found that when they measured the clock of the body, it went back by about 2 years. And at the time I thought, yeah, okay, 2 years, that's not a lot. But then I started thinking, if you could do that every year.
Right.
That'd be pretty interesting.
You're literally aging in reverse.
Right. And I don't know about immortality. I'd just be happy with an extra 10 years of healthy life, or even 2 years. But we're at a point now where we're able to control aging pretty easily. In my lab, we can drive aging forwards and backwards in mice at will. Aging is malleable now that we have an understanding of how it's controlled and what causes it. And
So that's some pretty wild stuff. Something like that actually gives me a bright outlook on the future. Meaning, like, so imagine, now he said there weren't any side effects, right? But if you do it over and over and over and over and over again, maybe there are. Who knows, right? Maybe something crazy happens. Maybe not. But regardless, imagine if we had some of our greatest inventors and scientists and thinkers throughout history, and they were still alive today. Couple 100 years old, solid mind, still, and body. How could they have compounded on what they've already done? Tesla, Einstein. I feel like Tesla would have been like into some shit by now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Cool stuff. I also, the flip side of that is like, okay, what about population? People are worried about the earth being overpopulated and all this. My thoughts on that, technology would outpace any sort of issue we would have with overpopulation. Green energies, better ways to do food that tastes better and is healthier. Let's go. You know what I mean? And exploring the galaxy, the universe, getting out into the stars, setting up colonies. Imagine if Elon Musk lives to be 1,000 years old. What could he accomplish?
What the heck is this? What the heck?
Her age showing through her beauty routine. You know, they always say, sometimes you can look at a person's face and it's like, incredibly smooth. They always say the neck. The neck is where you look to see how old somebody is. For whatever reason, maybe it's because it moves a lot. You know what I mean? Maybe that skin gets worn out. Maybe they don't apply their routine to their neck. I don't know. But that's something I've noticed to be true. You want to know how old somebody is? Look at their neck.
Who are the real elites of this world? Posted by the user A1Drummer07 in the r/conspiracy subreddit. There's an obvious and huge overrepresentation of Jewish Zionists in positions of power, from banking to pharma to media, the Israel lobby, etc. There's the Vatican, Jesuits, and the Catholic control. There's the Masons, which are self-admitted Luciferians. There's the 13 bloodlines, which gets very fuzzy. Then there's the Pesurs, which some think isn't real. How do all these things fit together? Are any of them in competition? Is there any group left that is able to compete at that level? U/Pandeism commented, if you've heard of them all, they're not really the ones in charge. This may or may not be true, but always keep an open mind.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Kevin Hart's talking about the curtain behind the curtain. There's probably a few more curtains behind that. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. Do me a huge favor, hit a like and subscribe on the video. It helps to get it out there and put more information out there and build the community. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.